Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, the place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host. Let's do it. Binance CEO CZ denies rumors of selling Bitcoin to bolster BNB. SEC and Binance US to negotiate deal avoiding total asset freeze. I think yesterday, if I remember correctly, the judge denied the SEC's motion to freeze assets on Binance US to quote unquote protect investors. The judge said, no, you guys are idiots. And last but not least, Hinman document suggests SEC is the wrong agency to govern digital assets, crypto lawyer says. Hinman documents released yesterday while I was making the video. Here's my quick take. Almost kind of a nothing burger. Sorry guys, that's kind of how I felt about it. I'm seeing things on both sides of the fence saying that it's good for the XRP case, that it's not good for the XRP case, etc., etc. I am not a lawyer by any shape, form, or and I try to read a little bit of it, and it's very much I don't know how you say it. Again, I'm kind of rambling because I really don't know how to put into words how I felt about it and what I got out of it. But I'm seeing arguments from both sides of the fence saying A, that it's good, or B, that it's bad. So, man, I don't know. XRP price pumped for a minute and then completely retraced. And that's what happened. So, we'll see how this affects the case, the trial, whatever you want to call it. I was really hoping that it would be like a definitive, like, oh yeah, they're done, like XRP's gonna win. But that's not kind of what I got out of it, and I'm obviously that's not what the rest of crypto Twitter got out of it, because crypto Twitter, like I said, they're not very divided, but it was definitely divided. So yeah, moving on, we'll see. Onto the market. Current market cap sitting at, let me refresh it real quick, guys. Current market cap sitting at $1.059 trillion. Bitcoin dominance 47.6%. ETH dominance 19.8%. Gwei 15. Man, I need to start looking at this in NFTs. Gwei sitting at 15. That's dope. That's cheap. Yeah, let's start looking at NFTs, man. Maybe I'll do a quick segment of just like, I don't like OpenSea, but I will maybe start looking at their top 10, top 15 every day and see what's going on with NFTs, just for shits and gigs. Right now, currently sideways after yesterday's slight movement. BNB is pumping right now. I don't know. That's kind of a loose term. It's moving 5.21% on the day. XRP, this is what's down 10% in the last 24 hours. We had that big pump, and then it completely corrected, and now it looks like it's rolling over, unfortunately. Cardano's still down almost 3% for the day. Hoping for Cardano to take off again. I did buy some probably around the 24-cent level on that big pullback. Yeah, that's kind of it for right now, guys. Nothing too crazy over the last couple days. Yeah, on to Bitcoin. Again, nothing. So this has been completely invalidated, you guys. I drew this trend line yesterday. Potentially a potential breakout up or down, but I guess you would say it's invalidated. It definitely broke to the downside. But there's more of a different pattern going on right now. And I'll show you what I'm looking at. Not a pattern, but a movement. Again, it's just ranging. And my levels aren't exact to the price movement right now. Because again, this is just a buy order. This wasn't even a level, and it ended up being like right around where the price wanted to start bouncing. But again, we're kind of ranging from, let's just call it 25.7. Yeah, let's call it 25.7 to 25 or 26.2 on the high end with a wick 26.4. But yeah, 25.6 to 26.2 is kind of where we're ranging right now. with the FOMC meeting happening today, we'll see what will happen. I expect some volatility. But again, guys, nothing crazy right now going on in the charts. It's really boring. It's really boring. And I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, just keep your eye on movements. This is gonna, if you've been here for a while, I have a strong feeling, a lot of people in the space have a strong feeling that this is the era when transitioning from bull to bear, or excuse me, bear to bull, that we're gonna get that long sideways lull. I am definitely in that group, thinking that that's what we're in right now. And for a while, it's just gonna be boring, guys. I'm not gonna have a lot to talk about the charts. Outside of that, didn't say this yesterday. I need to say it today. This is not financial advice, nor am I a financial advisor. Do your own research. Crypto is heavily volatile, and you could lose everything. As well as I'm not even the best trader. And that's like, I make jokes and saying that I know nothing, but I'm not. I'm not like this savant, crazy, know everything. I'm looking at crypto trader, guys. The reality is I use simple indicators to make a decision on what kind of movement I want to do. I don't do heavy, quick scalps. I don't short very often. I think I've maybe done like 15 shorts in my entire life. And again, what I've been saying since I even started the channel, right now, I'm not even actively trading. I'm just building bags. So something to think about. Outside that, let's look at XRP real quick before we move on to the news. XRP USD, and see what, yeah, oof. I mean, this is a 4-hour. I mean, we were like, yeah, we're going. And then we said no. And didn't even get like support where at our previous resistance. We broke right through the floor and just rolled over. So what I'm looking at right now is hopefully a bounce off of the 49-cent level. We'll call it 50 just to be 50 exactly. So right around where it's at. I'm hoping to get a bounce somewhere in here. Continued upside. What we're looking for, and what a lot of people that I follow are looking for, is if we potentially break this 58, go to 60. If we flip 60 into support, we are definitely off to the races in XRP. People are saying if we flip 60 into support, looking for a 78 to 80% run, or not 80%, 78 cents to 80 cents run in the next few weeks. Something to keep in mind. Outside of that, guys, again, FOMC meeting today. Expect volatility based on the announcement or prior up to the announcement. That's pretty standard. Again, I was telling you yesterday, there are rumors that, let me see what it even says on the news. Okay. So there are rumors, or people are forecasting either a 0.25% interest rate raise, or nothing, or they're going to come out and say that, you know, they're pausing the interest rate hikes. I am in the camp of a 0.25%, which I think is really interesting based off of the fact that we all know inflation is still flying off the handle, even though the numbers came in slightly better than they expected, which is absolutely asinine. I honestly don't even trust the numbers they're showing us anymore. Like, I really don't. But the status, so it's a double-edged sword, right? So here's what I'll say real quick before we move on to the news. When it comes to interest rate hikes, here is my opinion. And again, I am a nobody. I'm just some dude making YouTube videos in a room in a house. There, I said it. If we want to save the dollar, if we want to seriously correct inflation, interest rate hikes need to continue. That is what it is, and it will break shit. Absolutely, it'll break shit. Why? Because they've been propping up this market for way too long. It just is what it is. That's the goal. The goal from interest rate hikes is to break shit, for banks to fail, for people, unfortunately, to lose their jobs. The goal is to get people to stop spending money. That's how you slow or stop inflation, outside of the frivolous spending the government's doing. But they're doing everything they can right now, especially with this administration, to continue to prop up the market. I think they just are getting ready to pass like another like $1.2 trillion spending bill, which is absolutely insane. Like, they don't even care anymore. Anyways, I digress, per usual. The point I'm getting at is a double-edged sword. If we want to save the dollar, save the economy, etc., there's going to be pain. There needs to be pain. That's just the way it works. That's the way any basic high school economics book will teach you. The double-edged sword to this, which is probably going to happen, is they're going to stop hiking interest rates, and then they're going to start lowering interest rates, which in the short term is good for the economy. So where I'm saying where the double-edged sword comes in is simply that if they do stop hiking interest rates and start lowering interest rates, you've got some more time, make as much fucking money as you can, and prepare for the shit show that will happen in the next, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years tops. But shit's gonna be out of control. I mean, housing rates are still, or housing prices are gonna shoot through the roof again. The stock market's gonna pump again. Things will continue to raise in price. That's what's gonna happen. But when it comes to crypto, when it comes to traditional stocks and whatnot, the traditional market, you're going to see an influx of money again, and there's a way to make capital significantly. So that's the double-edged sword. Either we get pain, or we party for another few years, and it's kind of like a bullshit party. But the point is there's opportunities to make money. You have another chance, but the goal is to stack as much fucking cash as you can before the whole fucking show falls apart. So, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I got a feeling they're gonna turn the money printer back on, and it's gonna be, the cliche statement, they're gonna kick down the can down the road again, which is just gonna make it worse when it finally comes to an end. But more opportunities to make money. So, with that being said, moving on to the news. Binance CEO CZ denies rumors of selling Bitcoin to bolster BNB. While several theories emerged, the Binance CEO asserted that no Bitcoin or BNB trading activity is happening behind the scenes. Binance CEO CZ has refuted accusations that Binance has been secretly selling Bitcoin to artificially stabilize the price of its BNB token. The rumors have come from... Why is come underlined? That's really weird. The rumors have come from several market commentators, including analyst Dylan Leclerc and Swan Bitcoin CEO Corey Clipston, who have accused Binance of intentionally manipulating the market to artificially inflate the value of BNB. In a June 13 tweet, CZ said that Binance had not sold any of its BNB, adding that the crypto exchange still held a quote-unquote bag of FTX tokens, the native token of the now defunct crypto exchange, FTX. There's the tweet. I actually saw this when he posted it yesterday. And this is the guy accusing them of, based on these charts, of trying to prop up the BNB price. Quote unquote, it's amazing they can now know exactly who sold based on just a price chart involving millions of traders. FUD, quote unquote, he added. CZ's post was a direct response to a June 14th post from technical analysis platform Skew, which accused Binance of manipulating the market through a series of trades involving Bitcoin, BNB, and Tether. Quote unquote, Binance is definitely up to something here to prevent BNB from crashing as well as Bitcoin. In the same thread, Bitcoin analyst Leclerc claimed that BNB is clearly a fake market, trading with less realized volume than Bitcoin. In a June 13th tweet, Clipson also alleged that Binance was engaging in wash trading and claimed that Binance is trying to pretend there's support for BNB. There you have it. Wash trading, I don't even know who Corey Clipson is. Maybe I should. I have no idea. I have not heard good things about swan.com either. But I don't know. Who the hell am I? Moving on, wash trading is a market manipulation tactic where a trader, sells an asset and then buys it shortly after to inflate its demand or make it look like there's more activity in the marketplace. Analyst Joe Consorti from the Bitcoin Lawyer also described BNB's price action as unusual, with the 220 level being staunchly defended. He suggested that it may be a liquidation level for a BNB collateralized loan. I heard that today too. But it's all rumors, man. No one really knows. In response to CZ's post, Consorti asserted that Binance should publish an audited statement proving that Binance has no BNB collateralized liabilities in order for the FUD to end. The United States Securities Exchange Commission sued Binance US on June 5th for allegedly breaking securities laws in addition to engaging in wash trading through its quote-unquote primary undisclosed market-making trading firm Sigma Chain, which is also owned by CZ. CZ and Binance US have denied any wrongdoing and say they will vigorously defend the charges laid against them in the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. Let me know what you guys think. Comments down below. I don't know, man. I'm rooting for Binance. If Binance goes down, the whole market's fucked. That's just the truth. SEC and Binance US negotiate deal avoiding total asset freeze. I'm really curious to see what this says because everything I said is basically the judge told the SEC to go fuck themselves. That no, they're not going to freeze Binance assets just because the SEC feels it needs to happen. It's insane. They're not, basically it was like, you're not allowed to just come in and be like, oh, you got to freeze all these assets on this exchange. You don't have that kind of power. United States District Judge Amy Berman Jackson has ordered the two entities to work toward a compromise. Binance US and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission have agreed to work on an agreement that will allow the exchange to avoid freezing all of its assets. I hope so. That's absolutely insane, and none of you people will get your money back. On June 14th, Bloomberg reported that U.S. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson referred the two organizations to a magistrate judge to work toward a compromise arrangement to protect customer funds without having to shut down the exchange. Shutting it down completely would create significant consequences not only for the company but for the digital asset markets in general, Jackson said at a June 13th hearing. Judge Jackson noted she wouldn't come to a final decision on the SEC's motion for a temporary restraining order until the two parties had worked through the situation with the magistrate. An update on the negotiations made with the magistrate has been scheduled for the end of business hours on June 15th, which is tomorrow. Additionally, she noted the SEC and Binance US seemed not that far apart when it came to reaching an agreement on the matter. Before Judge Jackson reached her decision at the hearing, former SEC enforcement attorney John Reed Stark informed his 20,000 Twitter followers that there is a quote-unquote lot of conflict between what each party wanted to get out of the hearing. If you want to follow up and read this, knock yourself out. That does not mean judge cannot order a compromise and find common ground, Stark explained. The SEC filed an emergency motion for a temporary restraining order on Binance US on June 6 after accusing Binance CEO CZ of being able to access Binance US customer funds. The regulator alleged Zhao, CZ, just say CZ, moved $12 billion of Binance funds through an entity he controlled called Merit Peak. In a June 14th joint memorandum submitted ahead of the hearing on the restraining order, both Binance US and Zhao, CZ, denied the claims that funds were ever mishandled. They accused the SEC of being unable to identify a single instance in which Binance US customers' funds were ever misused. Quote unquote, indeed, there is no emergency here at all, other than the one manufactured by the SEC for its own purposes. I agree with that. Let me know what you guys think. Comments down below. Last but not least, the Nothing Burger. Hinman documents suggest the SEC is the wrong agency to govern digital assets, crypto lawyer says. John Deaton, the one and only crypto lawyer and founder of Crypto Law, told Cointelegraph that released Hinman documents highlight the need for Congress to intervene and provide clarity in governing digital assets. On June 13th, the long-awaited Hinman documents were finally unsealed and released to the public. The unveiled documents offer valuable insight into a significant speech delivered in 2018 by Bill Hinman, the former director of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission Corporation Finance Division. In this 2018 speech, Hinman shared his perspective that ETH, one of the largest cryptocurrencies, should not be categorized as a security. The Hinman documents consist of internal communications within the SEC, providing a comprehensive view of the agency's discussions and considerations leading up to and following Hinman's speech. In light of the recent release of the documents, Cointelegraph reached out to John Deaton, a crypto lawyer and founder of Crypto Law. You said that in the beginning. Why do you do this? To shed some light on the significance of the documents. In the interview, Deaton emphasized that the documents provide support for Ripple, Coinbase, and other entities that have faced what he perceives as an unjust targeting by regulators. Deaton suggests that these documents may not only influence public opinion, but also potentially shape legislative discussions in Congress as they raise concerns about the conduct of regulators and the interpretation of existing laws. In his words, quote unquote, the documents are what I expected in two ways. One, it helps Ripple, Coinbase, and others being unfairly targeted by regulators playing fast and loose with the law they took an oath to uphold. How much it helps in the courtroom is yet to be seen, but it certainly helps in the court of public opinion and in the halls of Congress. 2. Highlight the massive conflicts of interests and gross appearances of impropriety by William Hinman and Jay Clayton. Clayton, an American attorney, previously served as the chairman of the SEC from May 4th, 2017 until December 23rd of 2020. Regarding the specific impact on the ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the SEC, Deaton noted that the documents themselves do not impact the judge's underlying analysis of whether XRP was offered/sold by Ripple as an investment contract or XRP's status in the secondary markets in the United States. However, they do strengthen Ripple's argument that the speech delivered by Hinman caused market confusion and hindered the market participants' ability to understand what was prohibited under existing regulations. He shared... Sorry guys, got some in my eye. Sorry about that. He shared, documents do assist Ripple and others in arguing that speech caused greater confusion in the markets, causing market participants to lack adequate notice of what was prohibited by existing law. Deaton further highlighted the potential consequences of the document for Ether and ERC20 tokens. He suggests that the documents may bolster ETH's position by reducing the likelihood of it being classified as a security by the SEC. He explained, I think the speech documents are good for Ethereum ever being called a security by the SEC. It also could help ERC20 tokens like Dragon Chain because those tokens are governed by the Ethereum blockchain, and if the SEC claimed the network was sufficiently decentralized, then those tokens have even a better fair notice argument than Ripple. In response to the overall implications of the documents, Deaton expressed his belief that they underscore the need for Congress to intervene and provide clarity in governing digital assets. He suggested that the SEC may not be the appropriate agency to oversee the crypto industry, given the apparent conflicts of interest and impropriety highlighted by the documents. He shared, I think the documents advance the call for Congress to step in and provide clarity that the SEC is the wrong agency to govern digital assets. Finally, Deaton called for an inspector general investigation into why Hinman insisted on delivering the speech despite warnings from the SEC's office of the General Counsel and a Director of Trading Markets. Deaton pointed out that Hinman referred to the speech as the Ether speech, further raising questions about potential biases and motivations. He noted, I think the documents are a call for an IG investigation. IG? Okay. Into why the speech was insisted on by William Hinman. The Office of General Counsel warned against giving Ether a pass, and a Director of Trading Markets specifically said the speech would lead to greater confusion in the market, but Hinman was determined to give it. In his email, he called the speech itself the Ether speech. Deaton isn't the only professional who believes there should be an investigation. Stuart Alderoty, Ripple's chief legal officer, echoed similar sentiments on his Twitter account. He called for an investigation to understand what or who influenced Hinman, why conflicts, or at the very least appearances of conflicts, were ignored, and why the SEC touted the speech knowing that it would create greater confusion. The release of the documents has sparked discussion about the role of regulators, the clarity of existing laws, and the need for oversight in the rapidly evolving crypto industry. As the legal battle between Ripple and the SEC continues, The contents of these documents may have broader implications for the regulatory landscape and market participation alike. That was a freaking mouthful. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm still a little confused. I'm not that smart, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Outside of that, let me know what you guys think. Comments down below. Let's look at Bitcoin one last time before I get you guys out of here. BTCUSD. Yep, just bouncing. Nothing new. I got a red X. We'll see what happens with that. Last red X. Pew. Red X. Pew. Red X. Pew. Red X. Nothing. Red X. Nothing. We'll see. All right. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. If you do enjoy the content I provide here for you every morning on Boring Crypto.io, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for notifications so you do know when I do post a video. Watch, like, and share the videos on all of your social platforms, please. Let's get us to 100 followers, subscribers, whatever you want. 100 friends. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I am out of here.